before I start, just like to say with my utmost appreciation that thank you for coming to my training. I mean, like even such a small participant, I mean, in small groups, we can interact more during the session. Okay. Today we are touching on design fundamentals. Before I start, does anyone of you have any design background or have done any design related projects or anything? No? Okay. Anyway, okay. Let me introduce myself first, and then we shall introduce, followed by my colleague here. And then we shall do a small introduction. I mean, like, you all will introduce yourself also, so that I can get to know you all more. Okay. Hold on, yeah. Okay, I'm Asha here. Okay, I've been in design field for 7 years, plus minus. Been doing a couple of freelance, and I'm in NIE for 5 years. Okay. I mean, considering I think 5 years still new in NIE. And let me tell you more about myself. That I'm actually in Center for E-Learning as a graphic designer or multimedia designer. Okay, and my hobbies is actually design drawings. Okay, I'm specialized in animation, digital media design in animation. I'm from Nanyang Poly. Okay, so basically during my 3 years course in Nanyang, we have to draw every day. So you can see I've input some of my skills in creating myself a cartoon figure. And next please. Okay, this is Yu Fang. Okay, I've also illustrated her. Okay, Yu Fang has been in design line for 5 years. He's a new designer in our department. Okay, you would like to say anything else, Yu Fang? Your hobbies and such.
Okay. Actually, I come from China. Before I came to NIE, I'm a graphic artist and animation 2D animation artist in NTU, specialized in the sketch, animation, experimental animation. My hobbies is, of course, drawing, illustration, and sometimes I like writing some Chinese essays. Yeah. Thanks.
Yet to mention that Yu Fang can speak Norwegian actually. Yeah. Okay. Next. Okay. The agenda for today is, okay. Firstly, I would like to tell you about the design guidelines. My points. Okay. These guidelines, you don't have to actually use these guidelines for all of them. You can actually use 1 or 2 or 3 guidelines when you are doing your design. Okay. I hope at the end of the lesson that you all can actually incorporate what you have learned for your presentation or for your teaching materials when design is actually related. Okay, you can use it for Prezi. Like for example, I'm using Prezi right now to do my presentation. You can also incorporate what you'll be learning today in PowerPoint as well. Okay, while I'm actually discussing about the design guidelines that later on. Okay, you are feel free to actually sketch out or do some layouts. Could you help me? Okay, there's a couple of pencils and there's a couple of pencils and pencil colors here for you to actually rough out a sketch, just a small portion of probably the whole paper, just a couple of sketches for you to do a design layout. And because at the end of the session, we are going to have a hands-on where you actually practice what you have learned. Okay, so I don't want you to rush things. Okay, while I'm talking, you can actually sketch out because we are doing for a poster as well for publications magazine to promote. Next, please. To promote J bags and apparels. Okay, so as I said, while I'm talking, you can actually slowly design a poster, decide what color you want, decide what fonts you want, the layout, everything. Okay, I hope you're comfortable with that. Okay, before I start on, can we have some more introduction about yourself first, and what you hope to learn from the training session. Anyone wants to start first?
Okay, I'll start first.
Okay, thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
Guat Hua. I hope to learn more about designing and drawing because I hope to be able to produce one digital book story with illustration, and I wish I can do the illustration. Of course, this is a big dream.
No, it's okay. It's good to dream actually. Ma'am?
Okay, I'm engineer from English language teacher. I'm just very interested in design, and also I noticed that sometimes when students present, some presentations look very much better than others, and some of them, some students just do it very well, and I want to see what
Actually, if you actually manage to, during presentation, you actually manage to know about a couple of design guidelines, right? It helps your audience to actually see your message better. Okay? I mean, it doesn't clutter on the screen too much.
My name is Fazile from MME. I do a lot of programming, so now I have to learn design because every time I do web, right, a lot of feedback says that my web look like a heavy metal kind of thing. The day I feel like dark colors, all dark. If it's green, it look like an army camp.
Yeah.
So maybe I can learn something here.
Else you come and bug me.
Yes.
So me and Fatih actually knows each other way back in secondary school.
Yeah,
Since
I can
Sec
learn
1.
something here.
You mean we can bug you?
For advices.
Advice, yeah.
Yeah, I can bug them for advice.
Yeah, you can bug the designers. Okay, let me show you a couple of designers here. There's me, Yupang, and there's Bernard as well as Sartini over there. There are 4 designers in here. So you can actually come and bug any one of us. Okay, if you have anything, it's best that you actually send work requests. Yeah.
How do we send work requests?
You can go to our CL website. Later I'll give you the CL website. Okay. Thank you.
I'll be bugging all of you.
Okay.
I'm a bugger. I got to know Azhar because I bugged him to help me with my CPR website.
Yeah.
So I mean, why I'm here?
Yeah.
I think really fundamentally to take design into the work that I do.
Yeah.
So it's not just more of presentation, but even the design of our course materials.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you actually look around your environment, design plays a lot important factor in things around you. Because not only on posters and such, even product design as well. Okay, even layout of a room, interior design. Yeah. So would you like to talk about that?
Yao Hui, HSS Eastside. I seem to have a notion that this fundamental course has something to do with the Prezi of design. I thought it was
Prezi was last week, but you can actually, once you know the guidelines, right, you can actually incorporate design into Prezi. Yep. Okay, first, design grid. Design grid serves as a framework, as a base for example, for your posters, brochures, publication materials. It also creates balance and spacing and aids usability, which means, for example, we have a website. If you manage to use the design grid well, your users will be able to actually look at your message, easily navigate from one page to another, and if they want certain required information, they can go there easily. There are a couple of websites which, there's so much things in the website that you actually get frustrated if you're in a hurry to get some of the information that you want. Yeah. So next. It's blank. Next. Okay. For example, design grid. Just imagine it's an imaginary grid made up of horizontal and vertical rows and columns. Just like your tables. You just have to look at how things are placed and aligned. It's very important for the movement of the eye, actually. Next. Another one of example of using a design grid. Look at how things are flowed. Go back. Look at how things are flowed and how I actually align. For the cross area is the image. If you have a lot of text, try to put your text align your text together so that users can read your message clearly. Okay? If it's a title, make it like a real title, make it big. Okay? If it's of a minor information, you can actually make it smaller. Okay, next. Unity create consistent. Okay, and for example, you have a series of posters. Okay, certain elements have to be embedded in the posters, brochures. Okay, so that it doesn't look like really different types of message that you are trying to send across your audiences. Okay, hold on. Okay, things should look together. Okay, with consistency or unity, right? You'll be able to actually create a good flow. For example, a website. Okay, you don't actually create one page of maybe the first page compared to the second page is of a totally different design. It doesn't have a good flow. Okay, it doesn't mean that. I mean, it's okay that you actually use different colors for different pages, but make sure that certain elements that have to be the same. Okay, I'll show you a couple of things. Next, please. Okay, this is a e-fiesta poster that I did. Okay, look at how I actually place all the text and images using the grid lines. It's kind of simple grid line. Next, please. Okay, this is the banner that I did. Look at how consistent the background, the image, as well as the logo. Except for the placement of the text here, okay, which I have to actually follow the banner size. Okay. Other than that, I try to incorporate other things which are the same as the posters as well, so that it creates a good flow. Okay. Next. Okay, this is the schedule for the event. Okay. Okay, despite of the different text. Okay. Again, here I tried to use the same design feel, the color, the image, the logo itself. Okay. So that it comes as a group. Okay. It doesn't look separate. It doesn't look weird. Okay. Next, please. White space. Space means white space. White space doesn't mean that you have to use white for your background. You can use other colors as well. Okay, but space here means the negative space between your elements and the background itself. The negative and the positive space. Okay, I'll show you later. Okay, try to make your space, your design simple. Okay, try to use more space. Don't overclutter your information or your images. You can see certain designs, as I said previously, certain websites, things are overcluttered. Okay, you get frustrated, especially when you are in a hurry. You try to find things and then you just couldn't find them. You just give up. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that, right? Yeah. So by using more space, you tend to create elegance and professionalism in your design. Yeah. And as I said, design is actually important. It's important because you can actually focus your message. Your audience, target audiences, for example, your students, when you actually flash your PowerPoint or Prezi on your screen, they will tend to actually get your message easily. Okay, they won't get distracted with other stuff available on the screen itself. Yep. Okay. Okay, this is our CEL website. Yep, we tried to. There you can see Bernard down here. Okay, this was done by the whole team actually. Okay, we come up with the design. We actually discuss. Okay, we decided to use a white background. Okay, so that our target audiences or the lecturers or the students, whoever who wish to come and visit our website, they can actually just focus on the relevant information that's available here. Okay, they won't try to find other things. If they want to find e-services at e-portfolio, that's here. It's here. Okay, they won't try to look around. Okay? Because, as I said, the main focus is just right in the middle, where we use, and then we try not to overclutter the whole screen. It is important to make your design simple. Next, please. Okay, this is one of the projects that I did for Harmonia. It's an e-learning flash-based game for music department. So here again, I tried to use a lot of space and try to focus what I want right in the middle again. Okay. Next. One of the brochures that I did for ECSE. Again, I tried to use space here. Okay, despite of the chunk of information that I have to put in. Okay, I tried to incorporate the grid system as well as the space I update around so that it looks simple, it looks professional.
Can you tell us how the grid system is seen here, like to break down?
Okay. Just imagine there is a grid system, couple of lines.
Okay.
Actually, grid system is an imaginary system actually in design
The
terms.
placement of
So actually, just imagine it's a rows of columns and horizontal columns and rows and vertical as well. So what you see is aligned to here. This is considered one grid, can be considered one grid, two grid, three grid, and this can be considered as one grid. And one grid here, two grid, three grid. As well as here, it can be considered as this is a one grid. Here is a one grid here, another grid, another grid, another grid. I think you get what I mean, right? Yeah, it may be confusing, but just imagine that it's a rows and columns of, for example, if you are using Microsoft Word, when you create tables, right? Yeah, it's just a couple of tables joined together. So you just imagine that. I know it's very difficult for you to imagine, but once you get the hang of it, trust me, you can just imagine straight from there. Okay, next please. Okay, as I said, space is much more important. Here as well, I tried to use the grid again. One grid for the text, one grid here, two grids, one grid, couple of grids again. Okay. Here I try to focus on the graphics itself. Okay. I try to separate the whole graphics into two portions here, and the information right in the middle for the audience to actually take a look, and it creates easy flow of the eyes. Next please. Color. Okay. I have to say that it's nice to look colorful, but actually in the real design world, right, try to limit your colors to 3 or 4. Okay? Because colors can be very distracting. Okay, you try to put a lot of colors, and that's it. Your focus message is gone. Okay, your audience can't be able to see what. I mean, it looks nice, but what's the point of looking nice? But if your audiences can't actually take a look at what you're trying to portray. Okay, it guides your viewers. Colors can actually guide the eye movement of your audiences. Okay, can if you are for example, if you are having a red text with a white background and then a black text below, just imagine that. Okay, the first focus will be the red, and then it follows by the black and the rest of the background itself. It guides the viewers. Okay, and as I said earlier on, it emphasizes your message to your audiences. Okay, one of the projects that I did is actually this is for graduate teachers competency. You can actually see that I'm using a grey background behind, a light grey background, but the emphasis here by using different bright strong colors here. Actually, this is NIE corporate colors. Okay, the whole image stands out from the background itself, so that the focus is there. They are followed by the text white color, so that the eye moves slowly from the image to the text. Next. Okay. This is a banner for Blackboard. Okay, if you can actually see here, sorry, can I ask you, what actually attracts your attention here first? Can anyone answer me? Sorry. Yes, the title. Thank you, John. Okay, the title actually grabs your attention, followed by the rest of the graphics. Okay. Here I tried to emphasize the title first, so that it grabs the audience attention. Okay. It can be as simple as this, by using just black and white. Okay. You put a grey background behind and use a black and white for your graphic, so that it stands out from the grey itself. Yeah. Okay. Okay, colors also play an important part in creating the mood. Okay, try to relate colors to what you are trying to or the occasion that you are in. Okay, if you are, for example, if you are in celebrating Chinese New Year, you can't use green for your background. Okay, I don't mean that you can't use green. I mean green usually associate with Hari Raya. That's not our perception, right? Red is usually relate to Chinese New Year. Okay, so just think about the occasion that you are in. Okay, the mood that you are trying to portray. As one of my friends said, some of my friends say, he tried to create website for MME. He uses that and then it becomes a heavy metal website. So it doesn't suit the whole theme. Okay?
But somehow the last picture, the green stands out more than the rest.
Yeah, I have to say that the green. Because what I try to emphasize here is actually the two fishes actually. Yeah, followed by the text itself. Yeah, because my main focus here, because I want the audiences to actually see the fish first, the two fishes. Actually, this is an e-card. The fish are supposed to animate actually, but I took a screenshot of the e-card itself. I can't show you the animation. Like, look, I'm afraid it might get laggy. Next, please. Dominance. Okay, dominance is how should I say? The priority in your design. Okay, if you want your text to be the first to see, then put your text as your dominant area. Okay, followed by your graphics. If you want your graphics to be the dominant element in your design, then put your graphics bigger. Okay, you can actually play around with dominance by using color and size. Okay, I'll show you a couple of examples. Okay, the dominant here is the lady, because I want to show that, and then it goes to the rugby players. The graphics itself is the dominant area, because I want to show that it's supposed to be about performance assessment in gameplay. So what I actually do is to incorporate education, which means she's using the laptop over at some rugby field. Okay, so and then the users can actually read more about it. Okay, the best thing is actually, if you're trying to present something, try not to put in too much text. Okay, if you can see, for example, in posters for except for pamphlets and brochures we have, because it's supposed to be informative, but if you are creating posters, try not to put a lot of text. Okay, if you are using PowerPoint or if you are using Prezi, try not to put in chunk of text inside, because it just turn off your the focus of your audiences. Okay, try to use simple bullet points just to keep it simple. Next. Okay, here as well, what I want is to actually grab the audience attention on the graphic itself. Okay, by using colors, the white color actually stands out, and because of the size is big, okay, it captures the audience's attention. Then it leads to the rest of other information here. Okay. Teaching primary mathematics. This is one of the banners for Wiki, or I can't remember, was it for Google site or Wiki. So again, as I said, the focus is on teaching primary mathematics because it's white, standing against the blue color background. Okay, the eyes we focus more on the text, followed by the graphic itself, because it's red. Then blue is very subtle color, so it creates a contrast. Okay, my colleague here, Yufang, will talk about typography. But meanwhile, I hope you all can actually start on your planning first for posters as well as for the publication. Just a sketch of how you're gonna present the layout and such. And then it'll be a group work, okay, where you actually can discuss about your layout and such, and then we do some presentation. There are materials that you'll be able to use. Let me show you something that one of the designers have created, so that you can get how it looks like. This is actually Bernard and actually Kartini have created this. Okay, you do something like this, something similar like this. So you actually can plan out your layouts and colors and such. Then we will do it after Yufang's presentation. Yeah. there are papers and pencils here. You can actually try to sketch out while listening to her. Okay, I'll pass the floor to Wilfa.
Welcome to my time. My topic is typography. Actually, we are surrounded by type. Every day, we encounter it on billboards, in newspapers, magazines, on the web, and in our mailbox. Although type allows us to communicate complicated messages, but there is no guarantee that the intended audience will notice, read, or respond to its content. So we need to know how to use type to enhance our text, to engage our audience, and create visual appeal while communicating the intended message in a clear and compelling manner. Because the knowledge of basic typographic terms and measurements is important to understanding and working with type. So in next 15 minutes, I will introduce some basic terminologies and the rules that govern how designers work with type. Okay, first, in a design composition, type can work as a design element. Type can work as line, like this picture, as color, as texture, and as shape. When designers begin a project, they are given a message to communicate. So the designer's job is to determine what kind of typographic form this content will assume and how it will be handled relative to other visual elements. There are three very important points the designer will consider first. The 3 points are hierarchy, balance, and variation. Hierarchy. So many designers find it very helpful to start by determining the hierarchy. From there, because the hierarchy actually means the most important element in the whole composition. So from there, the designers can organize type and other elements around that focal point. In addition, the designers also need to manage the treatment and placement of elements in a way that controls viewer's eye from image to text and loop around the entire design. So type can be organized and assigned a hierarchical role. So the viewer lights through the composition in a way that support the message's intent. For example, look at this design. Who can tell me which element captures your eyes first? The lamp or the text or the color?
Lamp?
Yeah, of course. Very large lamp on at the right. Yeah. Okay, this design uses type as a linear element to guide viewer's eye from the large lamp at the right, then cross the top and down left side. So the eye look around the entire composition and you can take in all of its visual elements. After hierarchy has been assigned, balance determines the visual distribution of the elements. So there are 2 types of visual balance, symmetric and asymmetric. So type in symmetric balance, like this design, is achieved when the type is distributed evenly on either side of a central axis. We can see the central axis can be there or the vertical one. So it's a totally symmetric balance.
I'm sorry to cut, but you can actually see the grid here as well. Yeah. So just imagine the grid is like that.
Okay. The asymmetric balance is achieved when the type is distributed unevenly on a paper. But the purpose is that the positive and negative space, the space here, the space will be in balance. So the actually still want to achieve the balance. Okay. Type can also play an important role in organizing or unifying composition, like this one, and creating variety within the design. In this design, varying ways of font add variety and visual interest to its layout. And of course, the color and rhythm also play an important role in the success of this design. Type is described and measured in a unique language to the printed word. So actually many of the typographic terms and conventions in use today have their roots in the days of Gutenberg when the type was set in metal. Because graphic artists, the designers, and the computer programs, they employ this unique type terminology and measurement system. So we need to understand their meaning. Such as the letter case, lowercase, uppercase describes the capital letter. The lowercase describes the smaller letter as opposed to the capital letter. So here is a list of commonly used terms that identify type and typography forms, such as type font, typeface, character. I think all these things are already in your notes. If you are interested, you can read it later. Like this. And the line length, letter spacing, font size, and leading belongs to the terms associated with sizing and adjusting type. You may have noticed that some types are very easy to read, whereas others present a challenge. Glancing at a newspaper, it will likely reveal examples of both. So because it's important to get time-sensitive, newsworthy information to the readers as quickly as possible, so most newspapers, they use typefaces that are clear, bold, and highly legible for their articles and headlines. Well, a newspaper must have all its logo name will use a typeface that may be not quite as easy to read. In the presentation of a newspaper's name, sometimes it's more important for the typeface to project an image or attitude that readers will associate with the newspaper's character. For example, the New York Times is a very good example of a newspaper that makes use of simple, easy to read typefaces for its headlines and fine print. Well, its logo type projects a sense of tradition and stability. Those attributes are very important to the credibility of the newspaper. So, but you can see this typography, the logo type, is too decorative to be used as text type. And its lack of legibility become apparent when several lines of text are set in this Old English. Okay. Next, I will introduce 3 guidelines, and I hope these guidelines can give you help in your future PowerPoint presentation or design something. Here are 2 blocks of text, totally similar, same characters and text here. We can see how much easier it is to set the top one, set the text set in upper and lower case, because our eyes reads words at a glance more easily when upper and lower case letters are used. All capital letters, like the top one, are best reserved for short passages of text. This is the first guideline. Second, here is about the letter spacing here. Short lines, so letter spacing in short lines of text can create a very interesting graphic effect, but it can affect the legibility when it applied to the long lines of text or block of text. So adjusting the space between letter forms may be necessary for the logo design or apply to other applications that involve the large-scale letter. The third guideline is about the lines we can see. Long lines of text, the top one, are very hard to read because our eye has difficulty tracking back to the beginning of the next line. Well, the short lines of text, like the bottom one, are also hard to read and often unsightly. Because the short lines can result in a great deal of hyphenation and awkward reps. Then, what's the best choice? Okay, for best legibility, line length should be approximately 50 characters long. Okay, on one single page of PowerPoint form, the best choice is 3 lines, no more than 5 lines. I think it's very useful when you do your PPT. Okay, type like human, like ourselves. It has character and personality. So some typefaces can be exciting or bland. Some are very playful, whereas others are more serious. The hard-edged typefaces, like the bottom one, is an Arial black font. It tends to be project a sense of industrial, serious mood, and look more masculine, like this letter. The top one, those characters that are flowing, curvilinear, and organic in form, tend to be associated with feminine characteristics. Many typefaces have voice. They can express a broad range of emotions, attitudes, or cultural sensibilities. So if you want to project a certain attitude or emotion, chances are good that you will find a typeface that captures it. For example, like this typeface logo type design. The Razor is a brand name for a highly sensitive computer mouse. I think the TE college will know it. So the slash and the degenerated look of this typography appropriate to its market and the product. Its market is to the hardcore gamers. It tends to project the attitudes of something like aggressive or cut edging. Okay. Thank you. That's all about typography and design. Then we will go to the practice time. Okay.
So before you start your hands-on, I just want to say that at times you are allowed to actually bend, break, crush, whatever you call it. You can kick all the rules out. Okay. At times. Okay. Most of the time, try to be safe. Try to follow the guidelines. But at times, I mean, as a designer, sometimes I do break some of the rules. I don't have to like follow, but it's just as a guideline for you to understand how to actually play out your design, focus your message, portray all the graphics that you want. Okay. Before the hands-on, I just want to say you can add in a couple of when you are doing the discussion or when you're doing the hands-on, you can actually add in a couple of the points that you see or the examples that you have seen. Okay, you can actually start now. You are actually doing two. One is posters, the other one is for publication magazine. We are promoting this. There's this company called Yay Company. I'm so sorry. Yay. Yay or Ya, whatever you may call it. YA means, how do I pronounce YA? Ya. Ya bags and apparel. Sorry, let me.
Ya bags, man, bro, not gay bags.
Okay. Ya bags and apparel. Anyone know what's the meaning of Ya?
Yes.
Hint?
Yes, right?
No. Ya means Yufang and Nasa.
But young adults.
Okay. Okay, just imagine that you're a designer here. Okay, I come to you, to request for your service that we are actually marketing some bags that's available. And then we request you to actually come up with a design, posters as well as for a publication magazine. Just one page magazine, that's all. Just one of the pages in the magazine to promote our product. Okay. We have rivals like Kate Spade, LV. What else, man? Charles and Keith. LV took over Charles and Keith. A couple of their the company shares. What else? I can't remember. I'm not really bag fancy. If you want to talk about bags, right, you should approach Tini. Tini has a lot of ideas about bags and brands. Okay, so we have a couple of graphics here. You can actually use. You can use, or you don't want to use. It's okay for all. We have a couple of materials that you can use here as well for your posters, and then we do a short presentation. Okay, I shall break you all into groups actually.
So we are going to put this here.
No, we are not going to put it. We are just presenting over here. We are not going to do. We are not going digital.
Here.
In drawing the fonts, but
Drawing.
just try to follow. Okay, because as you said earlier on, the font actually play an important factor in playing with your mood.
Okay.
Oh, you can draw as well.
Me drawing. Whoa.
But you can't color and put some logo.
No, just
Okay, we chose this playful font, very playful because like what you said, right? Women very playful, men very serious. So, and also bags and apparel is meant to make you happy, so we need to have happy fonts also, right? And I think it has something to do with emotion, right?
Yeah.
We at first start of using red for the words, but we thought it will be too much because the things that you gave us, the samples, a lot of red. So we decided to choose black for contrast. And then the name of the shop, you can see is big, and the kind of things they sell is smaller. But then we make use of bags, apparel.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, and then of course the bags and the
we try to hang the bags from the woods.
That's nice. But I think there's a sense of unity in both
to replicate the
design. Yep. Okay, thank you. The guy.
Let the designer do the talking.
Designer. Oh my god.
He's a programmer.
This is our poster. Focus on the back. Yeah. Same bag, yeah.
Same bag and same woman.
Bag. Why this? Because I like this font. What I think to do, I think it's kind of like not so serious, not so playful. It's in between LV or not Kevin Klein. Sorry, the Charles and Keith is way down. Right, we are center. Okay. LV is serious. We are playful. Kevin Klein, Charles and Keith is cheap, so we are center. So this is poster.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe one thing to add is because the girl is looking upwards, so there's a certain line.
Yes, the linear.
We are going up.
Yeah.
Alright.
But I think your main focus, I don't know, the thing that attracts my attention is the red bag.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that your intended purpose?
Yes, of course.
Alright.
This is the start of the magazine, it's few page. So this is the starting.
Okay.
Shows you why the triggers?
Because 2 for me, 1 for you.
Yes. You can get lucky either way. Yeah. That shows the back. Keep it simple. Just tell you that looking good with the back. Alright. Yes.
I compared to the lady, I'm so sorry for being critical. You didn't use the same lady, actually.
Yeah.
Because both of ladies are plain ladies.
Which shows that you can, with this bag, you can be. It doesn't force you to be only one image. You can have enjoy the both world.
Okay. I think the guy side they are trying to actually achieve the minimalistic look or design. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I know we would win, but just give it them.
Yeah. Very generous.
The ladies
guys
actually
have
won.
been-
Actually.
Yeah, that's why we talk to them.
Okay,
We just
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
But
you.
you all will receive something also. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating.